the conversation. I know that this is Crypto 101, and I know some people may be like, why are you talking about debt in crypto? Trust me, you want to know. Okay, you want to be here for this one. I see you, Brown Sugar, babe. What's going on? It's been a minute. I see you, Vista, the wise one. What's going on? User 2492, all those other numbers. Bama, I see you, Mutama. What's going on? Y'all jump on in here too on YouTube. Y'all go ahead and jump on in here. As you're coming in, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so very much for coming on today. I understand you could be doing anything, but you're here. Okay? You could be doing anything, but you're here. I appreciate you. But as you're coming in, do me a favor, y'all. If you have not shared yet, go ahead and share. Oh my gosh, sir. My dog. The Phoenix Rising. I see you. Met. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I see you. As you're coming in, go ahead and share. Do the reposting too. If you're not comfortable with sharing just yet, because you're like, I don't know you like that, Leona. I'm just peeking in from the FYP. All right, then that's fine. Go ahead and repost. It does the same thing. Bullish Babe, I see you. Happy Tuesday. I don't know if this is the real Bullish Babe, so I'm going to give a second to see if the real Bullish Babe is here and comments, and then I will do my whole spiel. Okay, Kevin G, I see you. Brown Sugar, thank you for the share. I appreciate you. Okay, so as you all are coming in, tap the screen on YouTube. Matt, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Tap the screen, all right, on TikTok, and then also share, repost, comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I see you. The Phoenix Rising said I head to YouTube. Thank you so very much. Y'all, normally you can see a bit better. I don't know what just happened. Hopefully y'all can still hear me on TikTok. But yeah, so when I share my screen, you can see it a bit better on YouTube. So yeah, we're going to do that. But we're talking about debt, okay? We're talking about all that stuff that messes you up and minimizes the amount that you can invest. I understand, y'all. I typically talk about cryptocurrency, but the reason why I want to have this conversation is because we don't have these type of conversations enough in the crypto space. I see it when people are talking about investing in the stock market. I see it when people talk about investing in real estate, right? I hear those conversations. I see it, okay, on these different podcasts on YouTube and the conversations, the live streams on TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. We don't have these type of conversations enough in the crypto space. And unfortunately, it hurts us. I see you. Good evening. We don't have those conversations enough in the crypto space. And because we don't have that conversation enough in the crypto space, we have people coming over here losing a lot of money or barely making a profit because they did not make sure that their finances were straight because no one has that conversation with them. Typically what happens, and if I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong. And if y'all see it with a lot of crypto enthusiasts, crypto educators on these platforms and stuff, if you hear them talking about getting your money together before you invest, if you hear that more than I do, by all means, tell me, nah, Leona, I hear it a lot. Okay? But I follow a substantial number of crypto educators on both platforms, on TikTok and on YouTube. And I don't hear this often. It's the conversation is what crypto is popping right now, what's happening in the Congress with the Clarity Act, and how it's potentially going to impact your crypto portfolio, right? Said definitely, that's a great point because it's definitely covered in the real estate space. Absolutely. They have to make sure, listen, before you invest in real estate, they got to make sure that you got the money or your credit profile is set up so that way you increase your chances of being able to get the lending, right? So that way you can buy that commercial property or buy that residential property, whatever. They have to make sure. So of course they're naturally going to have those conversations a bit more. The only reason that I feel that the conversations I had in the stock market is because y'all know that there's a such thing as accredited investors, right? As an accredited investor, you have to meet certain criteria to be able to invest. So if you are in the stock market and let's say you want to trade options, or you want to, if you want to trade in the futures and things of that nature, sometimes depending on the platforms you're going through, they want to see that you have a substantial amount of money in your stock portfolio with that stock brokerage before they say, yeah, you can do this type of trading, whichever type of trading it is. Does that make sense? So it to me, it makes more sense to have those type of conversations. Make sure your money is straight, right? Before you start investing in the stock market or attempt to trade in the stock market or trade futures, because these are certain things that certain platforms are looking for. We don't have those type of conversations enough in the crypto space because it's looked at as it's a low barrier of entry. Think about it. The vast majority of these crypto exchanges, I see you, Mind Snack. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. The vast majority of these crypto exchanges allow you to start with at least $10. You know what I'm saying? There's a few, they said it last week, which I think was Webull, they said still allows you to buy crypto with $5 as the minimum, right? But the vast majority today, the minimum is 10. So if we're talking about, right, thank you, Brown Sugar. Yeah, so it was Webull, right? Okay, listen, my wheels was turning. I was like, they told me last week because I asked the question. So yeah, so the vast majority though, the minimum is $10. So you're talking about a low barrier of entry. There is minimal, there's not enough regulation like it is in the stock market, right? Prison the blockchain, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for grabbing that heart me. I appreciate you. Right? Yeah, y'all give Prison the blockchain a follow. Hold on one second. Let me pin this. Give Prison to blockchain a follow from the live stream though, y'all. Because if you don't, I'm telling you now, you're gonna mess around and get caught up in one of them copycat accounts, and they're gonna be trying to take your money, dog. Please do not fall for that, okay? Y'all my battle buddies, remember? So I want y'all to win. I want y'all to be safe in this crypto space. I don't want nobody taking your money. So only follow anyone that's talking about finances on these apps, specifically talking about TikTok right now. Please only follow them from the live stream. Okay. You're going to probably see more Prison of Blockchain copycat accounts pop up after you follow him from the live stream. That's fine. Just go ahead and block them, y'all. Report them, block them. You'll be just fine. Okay. But please do not follow after the fact, because you may end up finding the wrong one. Okay. So yeah, so like I was saying, we want to make sure that we have these conversations more often. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. We want to make sure we have these conversations that more often, so that way, even though there is a low barrier of entry to invest in crypto, right? I don't want you to have the mentality like, I don't need to make sure my money is straight before I invest, just because I can invest with $10. Okay? If you're saying that you want to be able to see your portfolio hit 6 figures, 7 figures, right? And it sustains for a long period of time, well, there are certain things that you need to make sure that you do financially before you start investing that money. Javi, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Magnus, I see you. Oh, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Right? Embracing Sean said on YouTube, the most I've heard where financial literacy is concerned is don't invest money what you need. Right. And see, that's another thing. There's a lot of generic, appreciate that. There's a lot of generic information that's just said, but there's nothing added to it to help you to be able to properly apply it to your life, to your own situation. So that's why, Leona, I got it. We're here for Crypto 101 on Tuesdays and Fridays. You know, I talk about crypto investing for beginners. I understand that. I show charts and stuff. You know, I show you where the price is at, where it's potentially going, why it could potentially go there, certain events that could happen, things. Oh, I do that. But what I want to make sure that I make a habit of doing is sharing with you all ways that you can make sure your money is straight, So the more you invest, the more you can keep. Okay, the more that can be passed on to future generations. Man, my hair looks so weird right now. Like it's, I'm looking at it on here. Oh my God, y'all! Why nobody said, Leo, get your hair together, child? Y'all supposed to be my battle buddies. What's going on? Yo, like it's just looking a hot mess. What the heck is going on? Oh shoot. I appreciate you. Embrace Sean said it looks good on YouTube. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know why I just was looking. I know the humidity here too. It's already pushing 100 degrees today in Louisiana. So my hair is like freezing up because I was out on the lakefront today. Bear Market Bully, what's going on, my guy? I see you. Happy Tuesday. Welcome in. So I went out to the lakefront today. And the humidity out there, like my hair just freezes up so fast. So yeah, now I'm starting to do that. So I guess it's gonna be time to go ahead and take this down and redo it. Say Texas hot too. Listen, we lived in Texas before moving here to Louisiana because we were stationed in Texas because me and my husband was in the Army. And yo, that is the driest heat ever. I dreaded going outside. JJ, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I dreaded going outside in Texas. You hear me? And then the sun used to bounce off the street and stuff, and it hurt my eyes. I had to wear sunglasses literally every day during the summer because it was that bad. Like it's not like that here in Louisiana, but like that, I don't know what you call it or whatever, but yeah, bro, if you live in Texas, especially like Central Texas or South Texas, you better make sure you have some sunglasses, child, during the summertime, and you make sure that you keep some water on you, and you can get to a air conditioned location because you're gonna be hot and it's dry freaking heat, dry, child. But yeah, so like I was saying, I see you, JJ. So like I was saying, you say I'm here, it's hotter than Africa. Imagine that. Oh shoot. Listen, I've been to Iraq. And so like Iraq, it would get to like 120 and stuff like that. And just being in Texas, I was like, boy, this feel like Iraq. I swear to God. I used to be like, it feel like Iraq. And then I'll be like, at least sometimes in Iraq, you'll get like a little breeze, child. Shoot. Texas is just dry. Jesus. Ben Mark Bush said, that's why I can mess with you Southerners. Right. I'm telling you, JJ, it's hard. Oh my gosh. Texas heat is a different type of heat. I respect to the people who live in Texas, like born and raised in Texas, and still stay there to this day. God bless y'all. I see crypto stock markets came in here. What's going on, my guy? What's up, my guy? Go ahead and put a comment in so I can pin you. You know, I've been on here for almost 20 minutes, and I have not really got into the conversation. I kind of touched on it, but I haven't really got into it. Lord, God bless. I be doing that. Oh, Lord, y'all help me. This crypto stock markets is here, y'all. Okay, tomorrow is a crypto panel, right? I know. Tomorrow is a crypto panel. All right, with Crypto Chick. If any of y'all follow her, Fred, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. If any of y'all follow her, she's gonna be live. Crypto stock markets is gonna be on that panel. Y'all, this is one of those opportunities where you can really learn. You get to ask questions, but you get to learn from different people. And you also get exposure to other folks that teach about cryptocurrency. So that way you can see like who, you know, really is like you vibe with, that you can learn from. Because everybody may not like me. You know what I'm saying? I might not be your cup of tea. You might pop your head in here and be like, okay, yeah, I don't like her like that. You know, she too loud for me. You know what I'm saying? She be calling me out. I don't like that. I don't like that she's saying that I need to get my money together before I invest in crypto. Like, just tell me what I want to hear about, like, what crypto is popping right now. Like, just tell me that. You know what I'm saying? I might not be your cup of tea. somebody else might be your cup of tea. So I strongly suggest that y'all go check out that crypto panel tomorrow with Crypto Stock Markets. I'm about to pin him one more time. Y'all give him a follow from the live stream. Like I said, y'all, there's a lot of copycats out there. All right. So please don't get got out here on TikTok because you said I ain't gonna follow him from the live stream. I'll wait and look for him later. No, follow him from the live stream so that way you know you got the right one. Okay, like Ray Charles said, you got the right one, baby. I know I'm telling my age, but anyway, seriously, get the following from the live stream. Okay, I don't want y'all to get got. The panel tomorrow is 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Pacific. Okay. So if you're on the West Coast, that's 12 o'clock for y'all. If you're on the East Coast, that's 3 p.m. If you're in Central like me, okay, then that's 2 p.m. for us. All right. Said I almost forgot about that. I got you, Sean. I got you. That's right. JJ said, you're very welcome, Crypto Stock Markets. JJ said, I'm selling all my stock to pay my car so I can invest more. See, there you go. Like, I'm not going to be the person to sell my stocks, but if that's what you want to do, so that way you can invest in certain things in the manner that you want to invest in, so that way you're minimizing that debt, okay, then let's run a play. Let's run it, okay? Do what you feel you need to do. Do the right thing, though. AR, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I see you. I appreciate y'all. So come on, y'all. Keep tapping the screen. Tap the screen. Share the live. Repost if you haven't reposted yet, especially if you're that person that's like, oh, no, Leon, I know you like that. Aisha, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Then go ahead and repost. All of those things help tell the algorithm that people are interested in this live stream and that TikTok and then, of course, YouTube should send it out to the masses so more people can get the information, okay? 15K save a year. Not getting out of crypto, though. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. That's what's up. So let's go. All right. So on Friday, what we talked about was like that financial house. I'm going to show that to y'all again for the people who weren't here last week, okay? We talked about the financial house. We talked about, the foundations like income, cash flow. Thank you so very much for that, Harmony Crypto Stock Markets. I appreciate you. We talked about cash flow. We talked about your I Got It fund, okay, or whatever you're going to call it. For the people who are new here that were not here last week, I call it an I Got It fund. I Got It fund, meaning I have the money available if something happens that I'm not expecting, okay? And it's pretty much like a life or death type of situation. I need to get the money right now, all right? Bear market bully, you starting early, ain't you? He's starting early. Over here talking about the cryptocurrency that start with an S that I don't like. Sean, you know which one that is. Mine ain't messing with you. I ain't messing with you, bro. We gonna keep it moving. We was talking about the financial house. That's what we was talking about on Friday. Not the crypto that shall remain nameless on this live stream. Anita, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. We were talking about financial stability as well. Okay. That leads me to tonight. Okay. I ain't talking about that one either, JJ. Hey, y'all, you and Bear Market Bully, y'all are like adamant about me. I tell you this. All right. So for Bear Market Bully, that's my guy. All right. For Bear Market Bully, if the crypto that start with an S hits $20, I start buying again. It got to hit $20. I start buying again. I'll be back in there. I'll be gang again. Okay? It hit $20. I'll be gang again. It don't hit $20. Oh, shoot. Now that's the point, JJ. That's the point. Crypto Stock Market said I'm going to start doing lives on it soon. Oh, Lord. I'm a pin it, though, for the people who want to talk about the crypto that shall remain nameless for me. All right. For now, anyway. maybe one day my mind will change. I'm not saying that I would never ever invest in it again. It's just, I feel how I feel. I feel how I feel. You know what I'm saying? He said that's crazy low. Hey, if it hit $20, then yeah, I consider it. All right, I consider it. As far as ZC, I said ZC. ZBCN, I real to Chad. I'm some stuff for you, some stuff ain't. Just what it is. Some stuff for you, some stuff ain't. And maybe one day I'll change my mind on that one too. Maybe. But I will say this. Remember how I told y'all, and I'm gonna get back to the conversation at hand, talking about debt and crypto, right? But y'all remember how I was telling y'all that I was looking at my portfolio and I said that Cardano was on the chopping block for me? Y'all remember how I said that? Anybody was here? Was anybody on that live stream? I am champion. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Kevin, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Y'all, was anyone here when I said that Cardano was on the chopping block for me? Now, I just watched, this was maybe a day or two ago. Maybe it was, I think it was like 2 days ago or something like that. But anyway, okay, so y'all wasn't. Well, Bear Market Bully was here, right? And I was going through my list of cryptocurrency, and I said, I was like, hey, Cardano was ticking me off. I was like, Cardano is ticking me. I said, Cardano is on the chopping block. I am about to get rid of this, like, for sure. I'm like this close to just saying, screw it with Cardano. Like, but because the prices are so low, I'm like, I don't want to sell it, now. But back then I was like, yo, I think it was probably 60 cents or something per coin at that time or whatever it was. And I sure was like, I don't know. But anyway, a couple of days ago, I was listening to the co-founder. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Y'all, somebody hit me out. Start with a C. Is it Charles? Gosh. But anyway, I listened to him on like 2 different podcasts. And he said, I'm buying at 9 cents. I feel you, crypto stock markets. I'm going to be buying again. I am. Just because the prices are low. And in that way, listen, if it do get back up to $1, whatever, if nothing changes with how it is today, like as far as the adoption of it, if nothing changes, I'm definitely gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it all and I'm gonna put it in the other stuff. Like I got, thank you, yes, Hoskinson's, whatever, that guy. So I was listening to 2 different interviews. All right, JJ. So I'll be back, but when it leave, I'll be gone. I feel you, JJ. Right? But I listened to him and I was just like, oh my God, see, this is why Cardano is where it is. He said, oh my God, this is why we're experiencing what we're experiencing. Like, geez. There was one, they showed a clip. I didn't get to find the whole interview or conversation, but it was like, it just gave me the vibe like he was just crashing out. You know what I'm saying? And then the headlines or the tags or whatever is like, what they say? Has he given up hope or something to that effect? I was like, I know the heck a founder of a developer of a cryptocurrency, they talk about they don't gave up hope on something you don't develop. What are we talking about? Like, you can't be doing this. So anyway, what that did was, in my mind, I immediately was like, oh, Jesus, see, this is why I said Cardano is on the chopping block for me, child. Like, what? What are we doing? So, of course, I didn't make an emotional decision, but I'm just bringing it up because of the recent conversations. You know what I'm saying? And what I was feeling, and I was saying to y'all months ago, where I'm like, hey, Cardano is on the chopping block for me to end up getting rid of in my portfolio. And I've been holding Cardano since like 2017. Like that was one of the first, not the first, but one of the first altcoins that I bought because I didn't know what the heck I was doing, calling myself trading. You know what I'm saying? So I've been holding it since 2017, but I've been buying consecutively since 2021 is when I started buying more. Right? Exactly. That you don't say that certain stuff you just don't say in public. I got it. I love that the man is super passionate. He's very transparent from what I gather and listening to him multiple times. He's not that person to sugarcoat. So I respect that. But as a co-founder of something, like there's just certain things you should not say because your voice is what's going to either drive the price or drive people to your technology, or it's going to drive people away because they're going to look at you as an unhinged founder. And how in the world can I use this, to my benefit if you're saying stuff like this out loud to thousands, tens of thousands, and possibly eventually at some point millions of people? Right. Crypto Stock Market said that's an in-house convo. Absolutely. 1000% in-house convo. And so I'm saying this is why we should have conversations amongst ourselves. And I got it. There's certain things that people are not going to be comfortable sharing online. I'm perfectly fine with that. I understand. Okay. But us having certain conversations surrounding money before we invest in the crypto space, we got to have those conversations more often. So that way we can foresee something coming and we can either minimize the risk or prevent it altogether. So if you was buying in 2017, you still up, wasn't it? Like, yeah, it was super low. But like at that time, I think I bought like $100 worth of Cardano. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't buy any more until 2021 is when I started back buying Cardano. And don't give me the line on what the price was at the time in 2021. I don't really remember because my main focus was like buying Bitcoin, Ethereum. I was buying more XRP at the time too, because I bought XRP back in 2017. Didn't even know what the heck I was holding because I called myself trading. You know what I'm saying? So I just had it sitting in Binance at the time until I started learning about crypto as an investor. And then that's when I was like, oh, okay, let me move it from Binance to Coinbase. And then from Coinbase, I ended up getting my hot wallet, cold wallets, and stuff like that. And then that's when I started moving it. And now I have the, what's it called? Zamin wallet for my XRP. So, yeah. So it's just been a whole learning process. What's going on, the assistant? Welcome in. I see you. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for coming in and automatically sharing. Let's go, girl. Yes, I love it. All right. Said that's a new need to know that went wrong. Absolutely, Sean. It was. I was just like, bruh, why are you talking like this out in public? Like, shut your mouth. Shut it. Stop it, because you're not helping us at all as investors in your doggone creation. JJ said Uphold shut me down. I had to move. Okay, I've never used Uphold. I just know that it's available, but I also know in the state of New York, you cannot have it. And I was in New York for 3 years. And boy, when I say New York is not crypto friendly, child, New York is not crypto friendly. They aren't, boy. When I say so many things you cannot do, cryptocurrencies you cannot hold, crypto exchanges you cannot have access to. If you have a New York driver's license, boy, they shut you down. Okay? It's hard. New Yorkers, I'm pretty sure some of y'all can be like, yep, you're right. Because I was there for 3 years and I had a New York driver's license. And I was mad. I was like, boy, I can't wait to leave here. I was like, I cannot wait to leave. Money Talk, welcome in. Welcome in. I see you. Happy Tuesday. Money Talk said that's why dual citizenship is the way. That's the next thing. We were actually talking about that, me and my family. We're talking about that because of everything that's going on in the United States and the way that the banking system and all of the elites, the conversations that have been had. I'm like, child, you're not about to take my money, mess with my IRA, and I don't sit here and work to put this together. You're not about to mess with my stuff to bail your buddy out and to help your buddy out and to help your family. Child, my money is about to be put in a location where you can't get to it. I'm telling y'all, this is something else. I gotta say this, and we're gonna get back on track. I'm sorry, I got off track for a second, but we're gonna get back on track. Thank you for that, Harmony. I appreciate you, Money Talk. And y'all give her a follow from here. She does I was on her live, that was either this weekend or Monday or so, but really great conversation where she co-hosted with a gentleman. Really great conversation. I loved it. Y'all give her a follow from the live stream though, because the last thing you want to do is attempt to look her up. There's a whole bunch of copycat accounts out there for her too. Okay, so please give a follow from the live stream. All right, and she gives a different perspective, different type of conversations pertaining to cryptocurrency and how to put it into your portfolio, how to leverage it, talking about AI, jobs, all kind of stuff. Y'all give her a follow from the live stream though. Okay, please don't wait and then attempt to look for it, because you're gonna probably find the wrong one and they're gonna get you. All right, they're gonna be sending you them DMs and asking you how's your crypto trading going and what portfolio or what I had one ask me, what crypto wallet are you using? Why are you asking me this question in a DM and I don't know you, dog? If you don't get out my DM. Yes, she said she's constantly giving free info. Don't sleep on it. Absolutely. So y'all give her a follow from the live stream. Okay. So yeah. So pretty much, I forgot what I was saying. So I'm gonna just get back on track, because that it said my response is, how is your scamming going? Tell him again, Money Talk. That's right. I'm gonna use that one. How is your scamming going? I am definitely gonna do that. That's right. It said they learned from last time with me. Hey, I'm definitely gonna use that one. How your scamming going? But yeah. So said what are they about to do with the IRA? So I'm hearing stuff. Okay, I haven't been able to research everything, but what I noticed is there's conversations about like them putting you into these alternative methods of investing, and it's kind of like you don't really know specifically what you're investing in, right? When I say there's a whole bunch of stuff out here floating, and I'm like, baby, you're not about to get me and my money. Thank you for the heart, me. You're not about to get me and my money. Okay? You're not about to sit here and say, oh, we're going to get rid of the Federal Reserve. We're going to get rid of this, whatever. I know it's a whole bunch of stuff going around, floating around right now, y'all. Some of the stuff is true. Some of the stuff isn't. But at the end of the day, what I do know is when there's a whole bunch going on and it doesn't sound good for you and your money, you need to make sure that you position yourself the best way possible. So what I'm saying is, what I'm looking into is offshore investing, offshore storage of my funds, period. I'm not saying all money go there. What I'm saying is consider researching banking outside of the United States. Okay? Money Talk brought up the dual citizenship. That is why that thought came to my mind, because that's something that I have already said that we need to consider, right? That's something that we need to consider, because at the end of the day, like the writings are on the wall and I don't like what I'm seeing. That's just me. That's Leona. I can't speak for anybody else. You say you rich over there anyway. Hey, listen, I learned anyone can do these accounts. If y'all want to know, I see you extended. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Anyone can do this. All right. Now, if you want to know what I'm talking about, okay, then you can hit me up. But there's certain stuff I can't say online. I'm not going to say online, because at the end of the day, I don't want to mess around and get restricted. And I don't want nobody saying, I don't want them targeting my accounts and all this stuff. I already done went through that. We've been doing good on TikTok, I don't want no more issues. All right. Say protect what's yours. That's right. The assistant over here, we check to check in the US. Man, listen, not everybody, but there is a good number of people. All right, I got you, Sean. Yeah, DM me. So they be taxing outside the US though. In some countries report by law to the IRS. Yes, there are some countries, but there are also some countries that are very friendly to investors. And if you're an entrepreneur, they're very friendly to entrepreneurs. So if you're both, you may have a bit of leeway. So this is why I'm just saying there's some research that could be done. All right. And we should be considering it. 1 second, y'all. Let me cut this thing off. My child and her alarm. How you cut this off? Is that it? Okay. I don't know how an alarm comes up on the little bank, but whatever. Oops. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, she got an alarm on her bank. I'm like, how do you set an alarm on your bank? But anyway, so let's get back to it. So debt in crypto. Okay. So I want to talk about this because this is something that can quietly destroy everything that you work for. That foundation that we talked about with your income and your I Got It fund and having that financial stability and stuff. When you are stuck in debt and you're in this constant debt cycle, all right, it's going to diminish that. It's going to destroy that. Welcome back, Brown Sugar. And it can also prevent or minimize how much you can invest in assets like crypto. JJ was saying how he's going to pay off his car so that way he has more money to invest. Respect. You know what I'm saying? He gets it. Thank you so very much for that heart, me, Brown Sugar. I appreciate you. Right? He gets it. If you're in massive debt, it's harder for you to invest, especially invest in the manner in which you want to invest, the amount you want to invest. So let's say you're a person that want to get to the point where you're investing 30, 35, 40% of your income. Well, if let's say 20, 25% of that is going towards debt, not including your regular monthly expenses that's a necessity for you to live, right? But it's other debt, credit card debt, these loans, this buy now, pay later that I'm going to talk about later, right? If you are spending 20% of your income on that and not including your monthly necessities, that leaves very minimal for you to be able to invest. Thank you so very much for that hand heart, Brown Sugar. I appreciate you. Right? So this is why we got to have these conversations. I understand people want to see the charts. I understand people want to talk about what's going on with Bitcoin right now. What price do you see XRP going to? Should I be buying, HBAR right now? Should I be buying XRP or Ethereum or Bitcoin right now? Should I understand y'all want to have those conversations, but there are a bunch of people out here that they're asking those questions. But even if I tell you at what price point you should buy or what price point I'm buying and how much I'm buying and when I'm going to stop buying, that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to do it if your money is not right. If you're sitting here with massive debt, if every month you have a revolving balance on your credit cards, not just a credit card, credit cards, right? And you have loans, whether they're student loans or personal loans, auto loans, mortgage loans, all this stuff. Like, come on. I can give you my blueprint, but if you're not in the financial position I'm in, it's not going to work how you want it to work for you. Does that make sense, everybody? Said cut everything to save some money. Come on. I'm with you, JJ. I'm with you. Brown Sugar said car. I got cars too. But see, here's what I did. I had to learn this stuff the hard way. That's why I'm sharing this with y'all. Taylor, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I had to learn the hard way. That's why I'm sharing this with y'all. I have credit cards. But guess what? There's only one card that I use. The only reason I use that card is because, one, I get them points. you know, I get them points, right? And I can use those points for things. But two is because I want to make sure that I have that good credit mix and all of these things. So that way, when I want to leverage other people's money, I am in the position to leverage other people's money. But I'm not about to sit here and put myself in massive debt ever again, because I had to learn from that mistake back in 2021 and so on and so forth, right? So I'm sharing this with y'all as an investor myself, that I had to work through this stuff so that way I can invest more than 5 and 10%. I wanted to be able to do that. That was my goal, is to be able to eventually invest 40% every single month. Every single month, without batting an eye, without thinking twice. Boom, it's set up automatically. 40% of all my income is going into investments. Period. Point blank. That's what I want to do. So I had to do what JJ said. I got to cut some stuff out, so that way I can increase my investing percentage every month. That took me years to get to this point today, where there are some months where I'm able to do 30%, but then when some things happen, like now we got property, so there's more money. Those of you that have built a house from the ground up and you own the land, right? Y'all already know, owning land and building a home from the ground up is not cheap. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about clearing the land, tens of thousands of dollars. Okay? You're talking about a well, that's some more thousands of dollars. Septic tank, thousands of dollars, right? So you're tens of thousands of dollars in already before you even build a home. Right? So yeah, you gotta go look at, all right, can I invest this amount every single month? I might need to adjust a little bit so that way I can cover these expenses. But at one point I got up to 30%. I was like, yes, I'm in there. And then we bought the land and I was like, well, let me switch that up a little bit. Okay? Like I was getting there like, oh man, I'm gonna get the 40%. And then yeah, mixed vibes. Welcome in, happy Tuesday. So I've been learning everything. Yes, that's what's up. All right. So those credit cards, boom. BK Crypto, what's going on, my guy? Welcome in. BK in the house. He in the house. What's up? What's up? I see you. Absolutely. And y'all give BK Crypto a follow too. I know, it's been a minute, but he be dropping a whole lot of information on his page, y'all. A whole lot. Like I end up going and I'm like, hey, I ain't hear that. Hold up. Let me go do my research. You know what I'm saying? Let me go do my research. Okay? So that helps me. I'm a student just like everybody else. So when somebody drops something that piques my interest and I'm like, oh, shoot, then guess what I'm doing? I'm going to research. So appreciate you, y'all. Give him a follow from this live stream. JJ asks, question though, should I start off with mobile homes or something else? What you think? I feel like it depends on you. I will say this, and this is just keeping it real. Okay? Y'all know right now everything is a bit more expensive. All right. So building a home from the ground up, those materials are gonna cost more money. Right? So if you're looking at the price of what it's going to cost you to build a house from the ground up compared to having like those fancy mobile homes or whatever, they're called something else today. What are they called now? Like the luxury ones, they call them. Is it modernized homes or something? Somebody help me out. I literally just saw it this weekend. But anyway, the fancy type of say modulars. Thank you, Bear Market. But Bear Market Bully, see, you be in my head. You already know what I'm talking about. Come on, yeah. So those luxury ones, right? They don't cost as much, okay, to build a house from the ground up. You can buy your land and you can get that, and it looks very, very nice, okay? And a good number of them, depending on who is the builder or whatever, they may be very good built where it can withstand like hurricanes and things of that nature. So it just depends on you and your financial situation. I wouldn't tell anyone not to get one. Especially if you want to be able to have your own spot, but still be able to invest at a certain capacity. I would say that would probably be a wise decision. That's just me though. You know, say the double wide, triple wide. I see you. But yeah, so the reason why I want to have this conversation about that debt, right? Stopping you or preventing you or minimizing how much you can invest in the crypto space is because, to be honest, it's easy to get into that debt, and then those financial obligations that you have, they show up month after month. So if you're talking about every month you want to invest a certain percentage of your income or your paycheck, then if you're in massive debt, it's going to cut into that, right? And here's what I've noticed, right? A lot of people aren't necessarily struggling because they don't make a lot of money. They're really struggling today because too much of their money is already going to somebody else, some other entity, right? You say it's a start out for the real estate I'm looking into. Yeah, I say go for it if that's what you want to do. I don't think that that's a bad idea. BK Crypto asks, have you heard that 6% of internet traffic is AI agents? I literally just saw someone talk about that today. BK Crypto, oh my God. I think that was on Instagram. There was a lady talking about that. Holy crap. I literally just think, Spacey, thank you for the shares. I appreciate you. Come on in. I see you. Thank you. Say, Bear Marketability said, that's my plan, retire in 2 years. Get one of those in the South in my official crib on the island. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's what you were talking about, BK Crypto. You right. I remember you telling me about that too. That was earlier this year or end of last year. I believe you were talking about that, BK Crypto. But yeah, I just saw someone talking about it today on Instagram. Sure did. Yep. But yeah, okay. Let me I'm about to go. I'm about to go. So let me pin this. Yeah, I want you to Google, okay, or research, or what's that? They have a new one, a search engine, DuckDuckGo. I'm gonna look into that because I keep hearing about that. I don't know if that's solid or what, but don't hurt to look. But look into what BK Crypto has on the screen, 402. Because yeah, it says it's been here for a while. Okay. Yeah, we need to just stay on point. Okay, let's stay on point. So yeah. So what I've noticed though, this is something that I've noticed me personally. Okay, and this is in conversation with people. But like I said, people are really struggling. Right? Okay, I got you. Thank you, BK Crypto. I appreciate you. Yeah, do that. People are struggling because all of their money is tied up, and as soon as they get paid, it has to go to this loan, it has to go to this credit card, it has to go to this like yeah. Hit me up, JJ. You can send me a DM as well. I think one of these days I'm gonna end up talking about real estate on here too, because especially with me investing in it and then looking into REITs and stuff like that. I think I end up talking about that on here. I know it's not 100% crypto related, but crypto is tied into real estate too. So yeah. But I want y'all to think about what I just said. Cheryl, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Right? Before your paycheck comes, right? Before the income hits your bank account, 444. Come on. I saw 555 earlier today. Now I see 444. Let's go. It said tax liens. Let's talk about it. I want to learn more about that. One of my old Army supervisors, he's into that heavy. He lives in Florida, down by Tallahassee, actually. But he's heavy into that, and he told me I should consider that too. So, second person that came up talking about tax liens. So, I got him. That's a mental note for me. For real, that's a mental note for me. You know, Phoenix Rising says NACA would be my first stop for real estate. That's for you, JJ. Said I need someone to show me. Yeah, I got you. So yeah. But bear market bully, if you're into tax liens or whatever, like let me know, and I would definitely be like, hey, because you're the second person that has brought that up to me recently. So something to consider. Say I have info, but I want someone. I want some. Where to go? I have info, but I want someone who do it to teach me. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. So yeah. So pretty much at the end of the day, there are people today that may be you, that may be someone you know. All right, that as soon as they get paid, they already know I gotta pay this credit card, this loan, that loan. I gotta pay this, buy that. I gotta pay Klarna. I gotta pay a firm, whatever. Like we know people, okay, that are in that position. Their money is already spoken for with AMX, Chase, Klarna, firm, whatever, right? So that's why tonight I want to have that honest conversation, because this year, okay, in 2026, I really believe that one of the most important financial skills we can develop is learning how to operate from intention instead of fear. Okay? I understand a lot of us didn't grow with money. All right? A lot of us did not grow up with people who were already investing when we were kids and set us up in the stock market when we were 10 years old and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Had a 529 for us. So when we graduated high school, we already got the money for college. You know, a lot of us didn't grow up with that. A lot of us grew up thinking that debt was the way to go. A lot of us grew up, and I'm speaking for myself, a lot of us grew up, you know, thinking that, you know, saving money was not that wasn't it, because look, man, I got to enjoy my life. You know what I'm saying? These bills gonna always be here. So let me go ahead and do what I do. You know, let me go party. Let me go, you know, buy me some Grey Goose. I used to get them bottles. Y'all remember they were big baseball, the Army. My people who were in the military, y'all already know. You can either become a very heavy drinker in the military, or you that person that's looking at everybody like, why they drinking so much? Child, we just figuring out how to cope. We just figuring out how to cope, child. We don't know what the heck to do with ourselves. So we buy big old baseball bats of Grey Goose. And we partying our hearts out on the weekend when we not working, because I was in food service. So we worked weekends and holidays and all that stuff. So child, when we work in a dining facility cooking for other people, kids, okay, we was drinking. I'm delivered though, y'all. I don't drink today. But back then, child. So the point is, instead of operating from that fear of the unknown or misunderstood or the lack of knowledge, right? Things of this nature. We want to make sure that we're intentional. All right? Because truth be told, fear creates emotional spending. If I'm telling the truth, let me know I'm telling the truth. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. Fear creates emotional spending. If I'm telling the truth, tell me I'm telling the truth. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. Okay? Fear creates financial avoidance. You avoid looking at your bank account. You avoid opening up mail because you see the name on the doggone envelope. Right? Fear creates desperation. Think about it. those of us that have been scammed, and it don't matter what market it is, because each market has scammers. I just learned about this couple that's scamming people in what JJ's asking about real estate. I started to look at it, but I was like, man, I got too much going on today. So I ain't had time, but I'm going to look at it because I'm curious, like, how you scamming people in real estate? You know what I'm saying? Like, how people, I learned about another young lady, I think it was in Florida, where she was telling people that she was doing, I think it was Airbnbs or something, and people were going to get a return. Come to find out, she wasn't doing what she was saying she was doing in real estate as far as the Airbnbs go, and she got found out, and then people sued and civil lawsuits and all kind of stuff going on. I can't remember if she went to jail or not or whatever. But the point is, right, when people are desperate to create more income because they're in so much debt, right, they do things that in a rational person's mind, a person who's financially stable, who has a really strong, solid foundation financially, they would not even consider doing. So those of us that's been scammed, right, it's coming from either a lack of understanding of our finances, or you're just straight up desperate because you're figuring out how in the world am I going to make it next week. You know what I'm saying? I don't get paid until next week, but I only got $60. Right? Say I didn't want to look at my bank account today. It happens. It happens. It said crypto scam for real estate to company getting sued. They not taking. Yeah, like it's so many ways that people are scamming, you know what I'm saying, and have been scamming forever since the beginning of time. I don't know if y'all remember, I did a whole series live stream on YouTube and on TikTok where we was going over the book The Richest Man in Babylon. And I was using that book, right, and applying it to being an investor in the cryptocurrency market. And the gentleman that was talked about in the book, Arcad, right? Arcad was scammed. Now, this is supposed to be back in Babylon days. Arcad was scammed by a gentleman that called himself, was it a blacksmith or something, right? And they were supposed to be investing in like jewels and gems and things, and he lost his money. You know what I'm saying? So scamming happen in every type of asset class. Any way that you can make money, there's going to be some way someone is going to figure out how to scam you out your money. So cryptocurrency is not the only place. I don't want y'all to feel like, oh, but crypto is no. Trust me. They do it in the medical field, scamming. They do it in real estate, scamming. They do it when it comes to selling gold and silver because it's not real gold, scamming. Come on now. Businesses be scamming people. When you're investing in a business, scamming. It's everywhere. But see, when we move with intention, when we have plans and we're working that plan, right? Now that intention creates strategy. That intention creates awareness, right? It creates options for us. And that's why tonight, I really want us to talk about how that impacts all three of those things. So that way, by the end of the night, or at least by the end of this week, you can formulate the right debt reduction strategy for you in order to, resume investing if you had to put it on pause, okay? Or to invest moving forward with more intention and less emotion, okay? All right, so I've been on here for an hour now. Jesus. Yeah, I've been getting off track for almost an hour. Jesus, help me. Okay, well, if y'all are new here, because I ain't even do any of the other stuff. If you're new here, my name is Leona Clark. My business is called Prosperity Calls. That's why you see that on the screen here on TikTok and on YouTube. That is the YouTube channel. So if you cannot stay the whole time, you can always tune in to YouTube. It's Prosperity Calls on YouTube, so you can fast forward, rewind, pause, all that good stuff. Okay. As a matter of fact, y'all, please do me a favor since I'm about to get into the actual whole lesson. All right, so y'all can get y'all homework and then we can be out. Please make sure that you share this live stream, repost if you have not reposted yet. Okay, and then continue to tap the screen because y'all, we've been on here for an hour and normally we have way more likes than this. I appreciate the almost 6K likes. I do. Thank you all to everyone who has tapped the screen and your thumbs, your index finger may be hurting right now. I appreciate y'all. That pain is not going in vain because I appreciate you. However, we need more likes, okay? I've been on here for an hour and, you know, we normally are at like 20K or greater than that an hour in. So if we can, y'all help Bear Market Bully out by tapping the screen, share, repost if you haven't reposted yet. If you don't feel comfortable with sharing, repost is always another way to go. Okay, same thing for y'all on YouTube. Give the thumbs up if you haven't done it yet. Subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. And hit that notification bell if you have not done it yet. This is a safe space, all right, for us to talk about cryptocurrency, to talk about money in general. There's no judgment here because we've all made mistakes with our money at some point in time and maybe are still making some mistakes today and learning from those mistakes today, okay? I got it that some of you may not want to share certain things out loud. Totally understand, okay? And then in those mistakes, some of those things were hard, but you know, you learned a valuable lesson just like I have, all right? And you're more comfortable with sharing that part, okay, to all of your virtual battle buddies. All right, said I DM you because I'm trying to learn grants and etc. All right, I see you, JJ. I'm with you, okay? But we want to make sure that, you know, as battle buddies, we're not leaving anyone behind. Okay. So for those of you that don't know who I am, and this is your first time here, thank you so very much for coming. All right. My name is Leona Clark. I reside in the state of Louisiana with my wonderful family. Some of you have seen and heard my husband and my 6-year-old. Okay. On one to drop in here and there. Okay. I'm a retired Army veteran, just like my husband is a retired Army veteran. Both of us did 20 plus years active duty. All right. And that's how I was actually introduced to cryptocurrency from a trading perspective or position, but back in 2017. So when I mentioned that earlier, right, that's how I was introduced to cryptocurrency back in 2017 to trade it. Okay. But even though that initial introduction to crypto wasn't that great, it opened my eyes to something new. And then eventually in 2022, I said 2022, 2020, child, 2020, I came back to cryptocurrency to learn it and becoming a serious investor. And I've been doing that ever since. Okay. TK, what's going on? Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for that heart. Me too. I appreciate you. Loving life. I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. We're just having a, you know, good old conversation, you know, talking about how debt is messing you up, child. It's messing some people up. They're not able to get into this space. They're not able to invest like they want to invest because they have too much debt. And what I'm talking about tonight, hopefully, is going to help them to minimize that debt. Okay? Hopefully minimize that debt. So pretty much today, moving, you know, my goal overall is to ultimately just teach or to reach like 1 million people more, whatever God, you know, says, and introduce each of those individuals to the cryptocurrency market as a tool to build long-standing wealth. It's not the only way, but it is a tool, okay, to start building wealth. So I got to do this disclaimer because I done said a whole lot of stuff, child, and I ain't done not one disclaimer. So don't quote me on anything I said earlier today. Okay? All right? Because everything that I have shared over the past hour and 10 minutes and moving forward, all right, is for educational purposes only because at this time, I am not a licensed financial advisor. I can give you advice and opinions and things on basic stuff pertaining to finances, but I cannot tell you what specifically to invest in, especially if it is a security or a commodity. Okay. I can only tell you what I do, why I do it, and then I can share information with you and say, hey, listen, Go research it, and then you come up with your own plan, and then you figure out if this makes the most financial sense for me based on my particular situation, and then you know the risks associated with it, and then you know how you want to deploy your money, okay? So if you appreciate honest conversations about money, you're not looking for get rich quick, okay? You are fine with a little bit of tough love, all right? With a smile, you know. If you fine with that, keep tapping the screen. Thank y'all so very much for getting it to 7K. Let's get it to 10 real fast, y'all. That would be awesome. 10K on the likes on TikTok. Share, repost if you haven't done so yet. And if you have not told me where you're tuning in from, you can go ahead and do that as well. All right, so let's go. So we talked about the whole financial house. I have to get back on track because I've been getting off track this first half of my live stream. So we're going to get on track now. Okay. Hey, TK is in Louisiana too. Let's go. In the boot. Let's go. I see you. I see you. Welcome in. DMV. Let's go, Dale. Okay. I see you. I appreciate you for tuning in. I know we got some people from Texas in here. Yep. I see we got some people from Texas in here for sure. Jersey normally up in here, you know what I'm saying? The assistant was in here earlier. Yeah, I see you. Brown sugar, babe. Jersey. I am Shanae. Welcome in. I see you. Happy Tuesday. Welcome in. Oh, you said ATL. Oh, okay. My bad. But yeah, I got people in ATL too, you know, family and whatnot. What's going on? It's been a minute. So yeah, so we talked about, thank you so very much for the TikToks. I appreciate you. I am Shanae. Tammy, thank you for the follow too. So yeah, so we talked about the financial house on Friday, right? And so we talked about pretty much how we're going to build it. Y'all even had a homework assignment. All right. And tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this as quick as possible, but slow at the same time, if I can do that. Okay. We're going to talk about what causes that leak to happen. Okay. Because here's another truth that some people may, you know, be able to be like, oh yeah, I got it. Or some of you might be like, ugh. Okay. But you can increase your income. Thank you so very much for the roses. I am Shanae. I appreciate you. And the finger hearts. I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. So you can increase your income, right? You can build a savings or multiple savings accounts. Okay. You can invest. But here's the thing. If debt keeps like pulling money out every single month, thank you for the repost too, it becomes harder, all right, for you to move forward. As a matter of fact, I got a question. All right, how many of y'all know exactly how much debt you currently have? How many of y'all watching this live or the replay on YouTube, how many of you know exactly how much debt you have? Type me in the chat if you know. Give me a thumbs down emoji if you're like, nah, I don't know, Leon. I don't. I ain't been keeping track. No judgment. Okay? I see y'all with the me's. Okay? That's what's up. I love it. So, okay, for my people who may be like, I don't really know. All right? And you don't feel comfortable saying you don't know. It's okay. All right? I don't want you to feel embarrassed because, like I said, Peacemaker, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Like I said, this is a safe space. We have conversations that can be a bit uncomfortable, but it's going to help us in the long run. Okay? This is what's going to help us to be more proficient investors, effective investors, intentional investors, and ultimately, okay, over the long term, profitable investors. That's why we got to have these type of conversations. Okay? All right? It said, gotta watch it. I'm low before it get high. Yep. Okay. So, like I said, I don't want y'all to feel embarrassed because there are people who are gonna avoid looking at their numbers because it can be overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? And holding that mirror up to yourself, you can start to kind of beat yourself up. And I don't want you to beat yourself up. All right. But what I do want you to know is avoiding looking at and identifying the debt you have, avoiding, the letters coming in the mail, avoiding the phone calls, all of that stuff doesn't help you in the long run. It actually helps you. But that awareness that you have is going to create options. All right. So your first hard work assignment. Yep. I know I'm an hour in and you finally getting a homework assignment. So your first homework assignment, y'all, okay, is I want you to create a debt inventory. All right. I want you to list, all right, your creditors, everybody that you owe money to, the balance that you owe, okay, your interest rate. All right. I got it. It may be high. Who cares? Write it that. Well, you do care, but write it down, bro. Y'all know every time I go live, there's some homework. Okay. Got to make sure that we working. All right. So that way by the end of the year, y'all, you could be like, man, I did all of this. I accomplished these things. Okay. I know Brown Sugar, and I'm surprised Bear Market Bully ain't in here like, Leona with the homework. I got 3 assignments from Friday that I still ain't done. But I'm going to keep giving you homework, okay? That's right. Say students of the game. That's right. Okay? So I really want you to do that, all right? Those things I want you to... My dog already ate it. Y'all can't use that excuse no more. You and Brown Sugar, y'all can't use that excuse no more. Oh, shoot. So I need y'all to create that debt inventory, okay? All right, seriously, I need y'all to do that, okay? List your creditors, all right? I need you to list the balance for each one of those creditors, the interest rate for each one of those creditors, whether it's a credit card, loan, whatever it is, okay? And then a monthly payment. If you're paying a minimum, well, what is that minimum you're paying? If you're paying a bit more than a minimum, all right, and you want to be able to do that every month, then write that down, okay? There's no judgment here. You don't have to put it in the chat or anything, all right? I just want you to do it, all right? Because this is going to help you to be a bit more aware of your finances. Some of you have already done this type of stuff. If you have, shout out to y'all. Real talk. As a matter of fact, because you will be surprised or not, how many people who don't even do this until they're in massive debt and they're attempting to figure out how to get out of massive debt. Okay? That's right. Helping you get to your beach quicker. I like that. Let's go. I got 2 things for Money Talk today. That I like that saying. All right. So that's part 1. All right. You're going to have a couple of things, a couple of other things to do, but that's part 1 of your homework. All right. I want you to do your best to get it done before Friday when we meet back up on live. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is these credit cards. How many of y'all have, if you only have 1 credit card, type the number 1 in the chat. If you have 2 credit cards, type the number 2 in the chat. If you have 3 or more credit cards, type the number 3 in the chat. Let me see. If you only have 1 credit card, type the number 1 in the chat. If you have 2 credit cards, type the number 2 in the chat. If you have 3 or more credit cards, type 3 in the chat. No judgment, y'all. Okay? I appreciate y'all being transparent. That's what's up. Because some people have really great strategies in how they use the credit cards, or they may have those credit card limits, but they're only using 1 or 2, and it's for specific things, like if you have a business and so on and so forth, right? So I see y'all. JJ said 3. I had to. I see you. Right? Okay. And Sean said 3 or 3 plus. Gotcha. All right. So look, I'm not here to take. There's a gentleman. I wish I remember his name, but I was following him on YouTube, and he has like 15, 16 credit cards, y'all. I kid you not. Like, he have them in order. But here's the thing. He's an entrepreneur. So there's a strategy that he used. Like, there's certain credit cards he used for certain things, because he's able to minimize his actual spending, like, of money. You know what I'm saying? So he got a whole strategy, child. I'm like, Jesus, I don't want that many cards, but I see you. I see you. You know, I got you. I feel you. Okay. But so here's the thing. Credit cards are not bad. All right. Like Sean said on YouTube, it's all about management. All right. That's one part. Credit cards themselves are not evil like I initially thought. Okay. Because I wasn't taught how to utilize credit cards. I just heard people, you know, adults when I was younger, right? Before I became an adult, I just heard adults talking about, you know, how they ain't got no money because they got to pay this credit card and credit cards is bad and, you know, you shouldn't get credit cards and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's not. But the misunderstanding of them, the misuse of them can become expensive. Would y'all agree? Yes or no in the chat? If you don't understand how to use them, like Sean said, the management of them, if you misuse them, that can become expensive to you. Would you agree? Yes or no? JJ said, I ran into someone who got a meal in credit. Yeah, there are plenty of people. But that's because they have a specific strategy. They know what they're doing, right? Everybody the average individual becoming an adult does not properly use credit cards. They use it like it's their income when it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Yeah, I was listening to I think it was on Edwards Economics. I follow him on YouTube. And I want to say it was on his channel, but he was doing clips from TikTok. And there was a young lady, could have been number like maybe 19, 20 years old, if that. She had a credit card and she didn't know that she should pay more than the minimum. So she's sitting here racking up interest rate high, not able to pay the balance down. She was like, I just thought you're supposed to pay the $15, $25, whatever it was. She was like, nobody told me this. Her mom knew, but didn't share that with her before she got the credit card. And she waited until the young lady had such a high balance to tell her, oh yeah, you can pay more. She was like, well, I had the money. I just didn't know. I thought I was doing the right thing. So for my parents out there, please, let's not assume our young adult knows how to manage their credit using credit cards. Let's not assume they know how to do this when it comes to loans and so on and so forth. Getting a house, buying a car. Let's not assume they know. Make sure they know, especially if you are very, very good with money. Okay? Make sure they know. If you're not great with money, you need to share with them your mess ups. Like JJ just put it here, say I got approved for $15K because I knew I was going to mess it up. But I knew I was going to mess it up. He said, I knew I was going to mess it up. You know, hey. Right? Peacemaker said, yes, credit cards are good if managed well. Really, you should pay your full balance before interest hit. Absolutely. And we're gonna get into part of that, right? Because especially with time now, it's almost 7:30. Jesus. So I got to hurry up. Okay? But so here's what I noticed. And I brought up that story about that young lady because what I noticed, and this is including my own understanding of credit cards for years before I learned my lesson, right? Many people focus on that monthly payment. Like, they don't think about the total cost, like Peacemaker said, that interest. So let's just say your credit card is like a 12% interest, right? And you have a revolving balance. What I didn't know, right, is you're getting charged that interest every single month. I didn't know that until later on when I started looking at my statements, because I was like, yo, like I'm paying, like the young lady, I'm paying the minimum balance, right? I'm sitting there, I'm paying the minimum balance. Then I got to the point where, okay, well, I paid more, right? I'm like, I'm paying more, but dog, it's still like, it's still not. And so I started looking at my statement. And this is on the credit card that I had. It had the higher balance or whatever. I think it was like 16K or something, right? Or the credit limit was like 16K or something, right? And I was like, dog, like, what's this? And I'm looking at my statement, and it was like the interest every month was like $100 something. Like it'll be 150, 160. I was like, what the heck is this? When you don't know how credit cards work, you only think about, hey, I pay the balance, or I pay the monthly payment. Taylor, welcome back in. Right? That's it. You're not thinking about how much you're paying in interest as well. And that adds up at the end of the year. So you think about it. You're talking about 150 every month before I caught it. Every month for a whole year before I caught it. Listen, what? When I look back on it, I'll be like, oh, Jesus. Sean said free money. Right? You just giving away money. You just giving it away. Right? So the interest on the purchase is a beast. I don't play with it. You have to pay that statement balance every time. This is, again, you don't know what you don't know if people around you are not doing this. If they're just using their credit cards like it's their debit card and they're not paying it off because they think that's their money when it's not, you know what I'm saying? This is borrowed money. You got to pay it back. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not around people who understand how to properly use credit cards, you're going to just do what you think you should do. So I learned later on, after years of having these credit cards, once I started looking at the statement and I saw 150, 160, I was like, wait a minute. So I was like, well, what's the difference between the due date and the statement date? I started breaking the statement down. I'm Googling and everything. What's going on, Sundown? Happy Tuesday. Welcome in. Right? I started breaking each part down because I was like, I need to understand this. So I learned I was paying interest. That interest rate, what was it, 12, 13%, whatever it was, I'm paying that every single month on the balance that I have. So if I have a high balance, I'm paying 12, 13% on that high balance every single month. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Said people using credit cards for McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? So I learned that, oh shoot, I need to make sure that my balance is down, like Peacemaker said, my balance is down. I've paid it, and my balance is down by the statement date. So I wrote down the statement date for all of my credit cards. That included for my business. So that way, I don't have to pay such a high interest because I've paid down my balance by the statement date. So the due date, I don't care about. The statement date is what I care about, because by this date, if I have a balance of, let's say, $1,000, right? I need to make sure that $1,000 is paid by the statement date. And I don't use that card anymore until after the statement date. Because I learned that that's when that statement date, your balance on that's what's going to be reflected on your credit report. So if you want to keep your credit utilization low, then you need to make sure that your balance on your credit cards are down below that 10% or so, right, of whatever your total credit limit is. Okay? So anyway, So I'm saying that because that when people don't know these things, that's what lenders want. That's what lenders want. They're making money off of us, those of us that didn't know, or today still don't know and just learned today, right? They're banking on you not knowing that you're paying that interest on that entire balance every single month, right? They're banking on that because those minimum payments actually create a little bit of comfort for us. But what often happens is it extends that debt for years with a much higher payback in total. And that's what Leona had to learn the hard way. So like when JJ was talking about, paying off his car so that when he has more money to invest, I felt that because that's what Leona had to do. Not necessarily just the car, because we did pay off both of our vehicles, right? So that way we could have the money to buy the land. So we can have the money to be able to invest in things. Hey, Jessica, welcome in. Thank you for that, Harmony. I appreciate you. Happy Tuesday, right? So this is what we want to do. We want to make sure that we're minimizing our debt. I see you, Charles. Welcome in. We want to minimize our debt as much as possible so we have more money to put into the investments that we want to. Welcome in, Smitty. I see you. Happy Tuesday. All right. I got it, y'all. This is not a conversation that you normally have when talking about cryptocurrency. But guess what? Other asset classes, people who teach you how to invest in other things, guess what? They talk about this stuff. They talk about this stuff very often. Why? Because they want to make sure that you're able to invest in real estate. They want to make sure that you're able to put money into these stock brokerage accounts. So that way you can trade options. So that way you can invest in these companies in the stock market. They talk about this for people who are who are trading futures. Why? Because there's a certain amount of money you should have to start trading as a futures trader. A suggested amount, right? Well, you can't have that suggested amount if you're held down and bogged down by debt. Does that make sense to everybody? Let me know in the chat. Type yes in the chat if that makes sense. Type no if you're like, nah, Leona, I'm going to have all this massive debt and I'm going to invest, even if that means I can only invest $10 a month. I'm not telling anyone not to invest if you're in debt, because I did it. Okay? But here's the thing. I had a debt reduction plan in place that I was executing while I was simultaneously investing. That makes sense. Right. Brown Sugar said, I want to start trading futures, but I need to search more. Yeah. Listen, if you have traded, let's say, because I started out with Forex. Okay. I was exposed to crypto trading, but child, it didn't work. Next, I was exposed to Forex, and I really gravitated to Forex. I actually really enjoyed it, very much so. But then the brokerages and stuff, it just became a mess over the past like 2 years. Definitely not reliable, and whatnot. And then they stopped allowing you to trade gold, because that was my go-to, trading gold and stuff. But anyway, so if you started out with like something like Forex, it may be a bit easier for you to trade futures. It might not be as hard for you to learn. If you're just wanting to learn to trade futures and you've never traded anything else, I'm trying to think of who you can probably look at that's not expensive to teach you about futures. Send me a DM, Brown Sugar, so I remember to send you, because I'm trying to think of, it's not hitting me right now, like who I could refer you to that's not like super expensive to learn how to trade futures, because these prices, child. So I did all the math to see where everything going and cut it. That's right. Well, who was the one that said futures trading? That wasn't you, Brown Sugar. But yeah. So at the end of the day, that minimizes how we're able to put our money into the markets. Okay. So if we can reduce that debt, all right, by identifying these things, it's going to help us to be able to invest more. So instead of being able to invest 2 to 5% of your income right now because you're paying so much in debt every month, once you reduce that debt, now you can go from 2 to 5% to 10 to 20%. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you can't go to 20% yet. So you can do 10 to 15%. Okay. Because at the end of the day, like I said, when we were talking about making these minimum payments, you know, most people have, well, I know I did. Okay. When I was in over my head with the debt that I mentioned earlier, I know that so many people have stuck with the minimum payments, but that's why this financial education matters. That's why these type of conversations with us matter. Okay. Because that debt is going to grow very quietly and it's going to grow fast too. It's going to be quiet, but it's going to be lethal. It's going to be quiet, but fast at the same time. Anybody notice that? You're like, how in the world did I get this much debt? Because it happens like that. And then it takes forever to pay it off. Right? So while people are sitting here focusing on surviving, their debt balance is getting higher and higher. And then before you know it, you sit here with tens of thousands of dollars of debt, and it takes you years to pay it off. Right? So that interest will bite you back hard. JJ said, coming at you like Batman. Absolutely. Right? And look, I'm going to just give y'all a little bit of tough love. Sean said having a savings account that pays interest and their credit. Oh, said having a savings account that pays 0.01% interest and their credit card is 18%. It doesn't make sense. Right. Right. But you know, like I said, it's no judgment. If you don't know what you don't know. Time Freedom, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Right? You don't know what you don't know. But now that we're having this conversation, though, we should know better. Welcome back in, Smitty. We should know better. Okay? And we're going to come up with a plan to reduce that debt. Okay? Now, like I said, a little tough love, but I'm going to say it with a smile. Okay? Just a little bit. All right? Some of y'all, if you're watching a replay on YouTube and you feel like, oh, she's talking to me, she's coming for me, I promise you this is in love. Okay? Some of y'all are out here talking about, I need to know what the next big crypto move is. I need to know at what price point should I buy this cryptocurrency. I need to know which stock I should be buying, right? Which ETF I should be buying. You're talking about building a portfolio, but you're sitting here with this high interest credit card balance. What are we doing? Sean just talked about it. That very low pennies, not even pennies, being earned in the savings account. But you sit here with an 18% credit card. You know, what are we talking about? 23%. 30%. Y'all, I don't see people. Who Jesus? I'm not gonna skip ahead. All I'm saying is we can do better. All right. Now, if this is you, I don't want you to feel like I'm coming at you. You don't have to type anything in the chat or in the comments, okay, if you're watching a replay. I just want you to know you're not alone because there are a lot of people out there that are doing just that. They want to invest their butt off, but they're sitting here with massive debt and high interest rates. Okay? In a lot of situations, that credit card interest is working harder than that investment. Sean put that in the YouTube chat. Right? That credit card interest is tearing your butt up. And it's taking more of your money than what you're investing in is actually giving you. I want you to let that sink in. Some people today in 2026, June 9th, 2026, have investments that aren't even making them enough profit to cover the interest that they're paying on their debt. I know this because at one point I did it. Here's the thing though, like I said, I eventually paid the balance, right? Off that credit card. So that way I can invest more. So I went from barely being able to invest, but I was still doing it, to, okay, now I can take the amount that I was paying for the credit card every month, I could put that into my investments, right? So let's say you're paying $250 for one credit card, $200 for another credit card, and then you got this loan out here that's $150. Thank you so very much for that, heart me. I appreciate you, Crypto Angel. Welcome in, right? Now, once you pay those things off, you can take all of that money, right? You can take out that $600 some dollars, right? You can take all of that money. I just said $600. I don't even remember what I said earlier, but you can take that $600, right? Now you can put that into the market. Okay. Now, there is a workshop that I'm going to do eventually. All right. It's going to come up. I'm going to show a like simple debt priority type of situation set up, right? That helps people organize debt strategically, like what I did pretty much. Okay. I'm not going to dive into it tonight because of time, because clearly it's almost 8 o'clock and I got to, hurry up and get through everything on my notes. Right. But, if you want to be notified of that, right? And you're that person that said, hey, I want to really get through this debt. Okay. I want to minimize this debt so that way I can start investing more. Thank y'all so very much for the 12K on TikTok. I appreciate y'all. 13K is right around the corner. Keep going. Keep helping each other out. Everybody tap, tap, tap. I appreciate y'all for continuing to tap, for continuing to share the live and reposting. Okay. I appreciate y'all. All right. You can send me a DM though if you want to know about that workshop, and I can let you know when it's going to happen before everybody else. All right, so just type the word workshop in the DM, and then I'll send you a link so you can get notified before everybody else. I see you. Oh, that's cute. Hey. Oh, that's cute. Thank you, Martin. I appreciate that. All right. And if tonight is helping anyone, okay, especially if you are new, if it's helping you to identify some financial leaks, all right, I want you to grab that free crypto beginner checklist, because it's going to help you to see if you're ready to invest, whether that's in cryptocurrency, which is what we talk about, or any other asset, or if you just need to make some adjustments first. Okay. All right. And then if you want to go a little bit deeper into crypto and get like a specific roadmap, kind of like a step-by-step that you can do on your own when talking about investing in cryptocurrency, you can also check out that crypto starter kit. Both of those are linked in my bio here on TikTok, and it's in the description box on YouTube. All right. So next homework assignment. Okay. I gave you one already. This is the next part to your homework assignment. I want you to look up the interest rates on every single one of those credit cards that you have, any loans that you have, all of that. Okay. If you have not done it because you're new on here and you're like, I didn't do that. All right. Then guess what? I want you to do that, because there are a lot of people who do not know their balances. There are a lot of people who do not know how much they're paying in interest because they got the credit card so long ago, because they got the loan so long ago. They don't forgot what the interest rate is. I need you to know. Okay. Having this type of information is going to help you in the long run. Said it's not long to get these over there. I don't know if you talking to me, JJ, or somebody else. But we ain't listening to that. What are you talking about, bro? That's not clean. We're not doing that. Okay. Oh, matter of fact, so the first one we did on last Tuesday, I actually gave y'all a homework assignment for you to write them down or type it out. Okay? On that on an Excel spreadsheet, if that's what you want to do. All right. So if you did it, let me know. Type me in the chat if you already have this type of information written out or typed out. Crypto, I see you. Welcome in. Type me in the chat if you already have this stuff that I just talked about. Type me in the chat if you already have it written out or typed on the spreadsheet. already. If you already have this information in the budget, let me know. I'm trying to see. Well, I know you got a bear market bully. Bear market bully be on it. Let's see who else. Do y'all have your interest rates and your balances for all of your debt already on a Excel spreadsheet or written down somewhere? You know what your debt is. You know what your income is. Never mind, I lied. I said, GA, you not there. Okay. I'm trying to see. Anybody else? Okay, Sean said me too. I see you. Welcome in, Freebird. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Crypto said yes. Okay, cool. So that's good. So for those of y'all that already have it, that's awesome. All right. If you don't have all of these things written down and you're like, I need help with knowing what to track, you can send me a DM and then type the word budget, okay, in the message with your email. And then I'll send you my own cash flow spreadsheet that you can use. All you got to do is just take out my numbers, put your numbers in, and the formulas are already embedded in the spreadsheet. So it's going to add everything up for you. Okay, it'll do that for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So all you gotta do is just put your numbers in. Take my numbers out that I put. Okay, take my numbers out. Put your numbers in. The formula's there. It's gonna add everything up for you. Okay, there's tabs for like your net worth. There's tabs for all your assets. There's tabs for your debt. For your actually your house budget, all of that stuff. Okay. JJ asked you in Louisiana, right? I don't know the law for tax liens over there. I don't know either. That's why I was asking Bear Market Bully about tax liens, because he's the second person I know that has brought that up recently to me. And the first person that brought it up to me, he's a millionaire. But he's in the state of Florida. So I don't really know how that works. You know what I'm saying? But I'm curious. So, yeah, Dre asked, so how did you get out of your credit card debt consolidation? Yes, I did that. And then my loan was a lower interest rate than the credit cards. So I was able to pay the credit card balances off. And then I paid like $100, I think it's $160 or something like that for per month just for that one loan. Yep. That's exactly what I did. And so that freed up. Y'all don't understand. Like I told y'all I was paying like 150, 160 or something like that every month just in interest alone for one credit card. That's not including the other one, right? Personal credit cards, right? So you're talking about every month paying that in interest on top of what I'm paying as far as the minimum payment or the monthly payment. You know what I'm saying? Francesco? I think I said that right. If I said it wrong, please let me know. So I know Florida is 2 years. GA is a few months. You bid on it or you pay it off before it go to auction. Yeah, I'm have to. I don't know. I'm have to learn about that. I'm interested though, JJ, for sure. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Okay. I wanted to talk about that. Let me touch on this buy now, pay later, and then I'm gonna give y'all another homework assignment. All right, and so that way we can wrap this up. Sean said, I like the idea of the spreadsheet. I DM for it if that's okay. Yes, absolutely. Send me a DM, and then I'll send it to you. And y'all, it's totally free because, like I said, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is stuff that I got from somebody else, either free or paid for. Okay. And I just want to make sure everybody's good. I told y'all my battle buddies. All right. We all can win. There's more than enough money for everybody. All right. That whole idea that there's not enough money to go around, I don't know where they came from, but that is a lie. Okay. Definitely a lie. I use Service Credit Union because I was in the military and I've been with them for, I'm thinking now, Jesus, how long have I been with them? Like 15, maybe almost 20 years. I've been with them for a long time. So yeah. But yeah, that's Service Credit Union. And they are military friendly. So that's why I went through. Say if the owner or the family paid the taxes, they have to pay you in interest back, depending on how much. Okay, see what I'm saying? My antennas are going up, JJ. Yeah, I got to do some more. Yeah. We gonna have to talk. We gonna have to figure this out. Cause that sounds interesting to me. Okay. So yeah. So let's keep it going. So I want to talk about this buy now pay later. Buy now pay later. Okay. I did not realize that this was such a big thing until like this year. Like I heard about it. Not even gonna hold you. Like I heard about it for some years, but I didn't realize how bad it got. Like people are literally addicted to buy now pay later. Did y'all know that? Like people are addicted to using buy now pay later, and then they're in this like cycle where they feel like they have to go back and use it every single time. It's some trick. I've had conversations with people where they've shown me like all the buy now pay later, like the balances, and it's just like how did you get here? I couldn't wrap my mind around like how a person could get to the point where you got like 5, 10 different, uh loans with Klarna, and then you got 5, 10, 15 loans with a firm, and then you got another one. It's just like how are you surviving? you know so I want to talk about this because this is becoming extremely common. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's why they check below though. Check the check. Yes, that's why they check the check. So that buy now pay later, y'all. It's like I was joking, but I feel like it's one of them, like epidemic, a pandemic, something. It's something with an emic in it, right? I just and I don't want anybody to get like super defensive and feel like I'm attacking you and I'm judging you or nothing. I want to talk about this because I want to raise people awareness about what's out here, and that is a silent killer of your money and your ability to invest how you want to invest. All right. How many of y'all have heard about the buy now pay later though? Type me in the chat if you've heard about them. Type me if you've used it too. Okay. So if you type me, that means you heard about it. If you feel comfortable saying, yes, I've used it or I'm using it now, then that's fine. But let me know, how many of y'all have heard about this buy now, pay later with a firm, Klarna, and all these other ones? I don't even know what the other ones are, but yeah. Okay, I got you, JJ. Boy, JJ gonna sell me on that ZBCN, boy. JJ not gonna let that go. I see you, Freebird. Okay, Sean said me. Crypto Angel said he heard of it. I got you, JJ. All right. So we've heard of it, right? Now here's what I realized, and just in talking to people who have a lot of them, like ongoing revolving balances and debt with them. Mama saying, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Here's the issue I noticed with that buy now, pay later. Okay. Just in talking to a few people, it kind of feels different from debt. Like it's not in their mind, is not registering like debt, because from my understanding, it's not something that is put on, a credit report, right? Because it's a loan, right? So it feels smaller because people are doing small amounts. So it's like, oh, well, it's only $20. But if you do $20 here, $50 there, $30 here, $75 there, and you're doing this multiple times within 1 month, and you barely getting paid money as it is anyway every month, dog, that adds up, because don't you have to pay that back by a certain, like, I think it's before 30 days or something, right? JJ said, look at Amazon early payday thing. Oh my gosh. And see, all it is, they're making you feel like things are easier and it's more manageable. But when you're looking at it and you see those multiple small payments, right? Eventually what happens is it becomes one large obligation that has to be paid every single month. So like I said, that 25 here, the $30 there, the 50, the 75, and they doing this every single week. You know what I'm saying? That right, JJ, that add up. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say this is kind of like one of them epidemics. Like, come on, we gotta see they're out here to keep you in a position to where you can invest. Because think about it, a lot of the laws here in the United States specifically, I can't speak for any other country. What's going on, Saga City? I see you. Hey, you be coming through with them sayings, my guy. He say Sergeant Major is selling tickets to traffic cops again. I love your sayings, man. Yes, I love it. Unrevealed, I see you. Welcome in. Number 11, welcome in. Happy Tuesday, y'all. So yeah, so this is why I say this is one of those things that I would strongly suggest, especially if you want to be an investor. You gotta get away from those buy now, pay laters. If you know someone that is doing that, hey, if you want to, send them this on YouTube. Send them this YouTube channel, Prosperity Calls. Okay? Send them this and then have them fast forward to this part. Because in order for you to be able to invest more, in order to see your money grow, things like that, buy now, pay later, having a revolving credit balance with a high interest rate, that stuff eats away at your money, and it eats away at your opportunity to watch your money grow. You are losing money every single month when you are constantly just saying buy now, pay later. Y'all, I literally just saw, it's crazy. I think it was this morning. I saw a commercial with Safe Light saying that you can buy now and pay later. You know, the company that travels to you and fix your windshield, that Safe Light. They doing the buy now, pay later. Did y'all know that? DoorDash got buy now, pay later. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? It said, I did pay in full with PayPal with no interest just because it was offered. Yeah, said that's all it is. No new. Yeah, nothing new, just structure different. Right. Like, it used to be, we used to have something called layaway. I don't know if any of my like 80s babies remember that, right? We used to have something called layaway. But see, here's the thing with layaway. You couldn't get the item until you paid the full balance. So you would pay, I don't know, because I was a kid, y'all. But I think it was like you would pay every week or every month or whatever, right? And you could get the items out of layaway after the balance was paid. That was a good thing because it taught us delayed gratification, right? You weren't using credit. When that went away, guess what was replaced with that? Our credit cards. Because now we have access to the money now, even though it's not ours, we're borrowing it. So now we can buy that thing that we probably can't afford. We put it on a credit card and then we got to pay for it over time. And more than likely, we're going to pay more than what it was worth because we bought it with credit. That interest rate. Same thing with this buy now, pay later. You got people that are funding trips, vacations with the buy now, pay later. Why? You're not even, if now for some people, vast majority of the people that consistently use buy now, pay later. This is a better way to say it. The vast majority of those that use the buy now, pay later, what they're doing is they're not paying it that month. They are paying it over time. So it's going to take them longer than 30 days. So now you're paying for a trip, or you're paying for food, or you're paying for something that you used months ago, you're still paying for it today, and it's costing you more than what it was actually worth. Back then, we didn't have to worry about right now, because we knew, hey, we're going to get it. It's just we have to pay this off first. Then we can get it in our hand. So we appreciated it more. How many of y'all, if you was born 90s, like mid 90s and before, right? How many of y'all remember that? Like, you appreciated stuff more because you had to wait to get it. Sean said that's a great point. Delayed gratification. Right. Now today, look at how the kids of today are. Right? And I'm going to speak for like Gen Z because I'm a millennial. I know I got some Gen Zs that be peeking in and stuff. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Not all of y'all are like this. Some of y'all were raised by some really great parents, and they have taught you to appreciate things and not feel entitled to something right now. You don't have the microwave mentality like some other Gen Zs, and then some of our babies, Gen Alphas, and they feel, right? So when we took away the whole layaway and introduced credit cards, now this buy now, pay later is also replacing credit cards, because guess what? People who use these buy now, pay laters, they also have revolving credit card balances. So they're in this never-ending cycle of debt and wondering why they can't invest or why they can't keep money in a savings account. Again, this is no judgment. This is me raising awareness as to the problem. Okay? So this is why people really need to pay attention, because that convenience, okay, to give us something right now, instant gratification, right? That convenience can sometimes hide the consequences. I read that Klarna doesn't charge interest, because I saw, Sean, you put in there PayPal didn't charge you interest, right? But I read that Klarna doesn't charge interest unless, like, let's say you have larger purchases, right? So I guess there's a certain amount until they say, all right, now we're going to charge you interest. Oh, and also I read too, it depends on like the length of the installment payment. So if it's like 3 months or longer or something like that, then there may be an interest rate. The retailer, your credit, when they do the credit check on you, all kind of stuff, right? But what got me though, Star Lady, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. What got me though was the interest rates can range with Klarna. It can range from almost 8% to 33.99%. Yo, what? 33.9. I was like, yo, 33.9. Why? See, and this is exactly why I believe this is one of the most dangerous financial habits to have in 2026, because it's normalizing for like future payments for something that you're getting today, for a want today, for instant gratification. It's normalizing. I'm paying for this thing for months or possibly years, depending on how much it costs, for something I want right now. I've seen with my own two eyes, y'all. With my own two eyes. People having interest rates on loans higher than that 33.99. I'm talking over 70% interest. I didn't even know that was legal here in the United States. I didn't even know. Did y'all know that was legal? To have an interest rate on the loan over 70%? I didn't even know that was legal. I saw it with my own two eyes. I was like, how did this happen? How do you get a loan with an interest rate of over 70? It was like 77% or 76%. I was like, dog, you paying almost 100%. You're close to 100%. So let's say you borrow $2,000. You got to pay back $4,000. What? Why? So how you pay that off exactly? How? And I'm telling you, this is people with those type of loans, the buy now pay laters, the revolving credit balances with high interest rate. It's just a never ending cycle of debt. Never ending cycle of debt. And this is why I gotta say this again, y'all. Normalizing future payments for today's wants is dangerous. And it hurts you more financially in the long run. I want you to be able to invest and have your money working for you. Not you working day in and day out to pay off these buy now, pay later loans, to pay off these high interest credit card debts. I want you to be able to enjoy life. I do. I want you to be able to open up your crypto, wallet. I want you to be able to go to your stock brokerage account and open up the app and be like, yeah. I'm up for year to date. I'm up 45%. That's what's up. I want you to be able to look at your accounts and smile and not sit at the table like scratching your head like, what the heck? All right. Now, what's this? This is Tuesday. So next week, I'm going to go over like how experienced investors think and move during economic times like this. Okay, where we are today. All right. And trust me, their relationship with debt definitely looks different than the average individual, especially a beginner too. Okay. So if y'all learned something so far tonight, because I'm about to give y'all some more homework, and then we're going to talk about one last thing, and we're going to wrap this up, okay? I'm doing good. So we're going to get this going. Thank y'all so very much for the 25K. I appreciate y'all. Keep tapping the screen. Y'all keep helping. Help Dre out with tapping the screen. Don't leave Dre out there by himself. Tapping the screen. That likes the live. It sends a message to the algorithm that people should be tuning into this, okay? It's going to send it out to the FYP. The more of y'all that tap the screen, the more of y'all that share, the more of you that repost, if you haven't done the reposts yet, okay? For my people who are, I see y'all peeking in from the FYP because y'all know TikTok tell on you, right? You can actually see how many people are watching you on the FYP. If you want to learn more about how to reduce your debt and also see how it's preventing you from investing just in general, but we're talking about crypto, come on in. The water's fine. There's no judgment here. I got you. If you can't stay the whole time, I am doing this I am live right now on YouTube, so it will be on my YouTube channel. You can tune into Prosperity Calls on YouTube, okay? You can rewind, fast forward, pause, all of that stuff, because it's going to be there. All right? So come on in. Water's fine. I see y'all. All right, let's go. So your next part to your homework is going to be review the last 3 months of your spending. All right. I want you to be able to get to the point where whatever your goal is for investing each month, whether that's you want to finally get to 10% of investing your income, 15%, 20%, 30%, 40%, which is my ultimate goal. Whatever your own JJ said more homework. Yes, this is it. Okay, this is it. I'm not gonna give y'all any more. It's 3 parts to your homework. Okay. Y'all be tripping me out with this. We're students, right? When you went to school, you had homework. Okay. So since we're all students, we're gonna have homework. So this is the last part to your homework. I want you to review the last 3 months of your spending, okay? I want you to identify any emotional purchases. Okay? JJ, you saying something that somebody's probably thinking. I'm surprised Bear Market Bully or Brown Sugar didn't say anything, because they normally be the ones like, oh shoot. But yeah, I want you to identify. See, there she go. Brown Sugar, like, I don't hear nothing. I ain't heard nothing about the homework, child. Uh, so yeah, I want you to review the last 3 months of your spending, right? So I want you to identify any emotional purchases, any purchases where it was like just convenient. It wasn't a plan, but because you went there, it was convenient, so you made the purchase. Any unplanned purchases, okay? I want you to highlight them, like print out your statement, something, whatever, or write it down, whichever one. Hey, go DJ, because that's my DJ. Go DJ. What's good? It's been a minute. I know. She say I can't do any homework. Come on, Brown Sugar. You got this. Money Talk said it's all stocks and crypto, no emotions, all playing. Let's go. That's right. I see you. I know that's right. Yes, thank you for that heart. Me too. I appreciate it. She said no, me no speaking English, but you typed it in English. Oh shoot. That was funny. Rosie, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Yo, she said me no speaking English, but she typed it in English. Bruh, I am weak. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Let's go, DJ. I see you. Oh my God. That has just made me laugh so hard. Oh my goodness. Let's go, Brown Sugar. You got this. I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I lose all control. Yeah, see? I got you, Money Talk. She said she used the Chat GPT. That's what it is. That's what made her. That's how she was able to type it in English. Oh my gosh. That is too funny, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh man. That's right. Money Talk. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. Oh man. Okay, hold up. Let me get myself together. God dog. Man. That's a good one, Brown Sugar. You got me today. Uh-huh. All right. So the point of this, y'all, is I want you to look for patterns, okay? I want y'all to look for patterns, because what this is going to do is going to help you to plug those leaks, all right? And then it's going to eventually help you to be able to have that financial buffer that we talked about too last week. That probably wasn't, there before. I see you, Shama. I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. All right. So this means that pretty much you doing all of these parts of this homework, right? This is going to help you to position yourself to eventually invest safely. Okay. That's it. That's all. All right. So at the end of the day, that isn't just about, money. It's about behavior. Okay. It's about our habits. It's about our decision making. Okay. And in 2026, what I would like to see is more of us operating from that intention instead of fear, like Money Talk mentioned. Okay. When we are moving with intention, we have a strategy, we have a plan, and we execute that plan with precision, because we know what our end goal is, right? We're not being fearful. We're not emotional. We're not like second guessing. We're not guessing at all. We know because we have data to back our decisions. Does that make sense to everybody? If that makes sense to everybody, let me know in the chat. Let me know. Type yes. Give me the thumbs up emoji. Whichever one you want to do. Okay? Because at the end of the day, I see y'all. That's what's up, right? I just want to, as a matter of fact, just think about the difference in how a potential investor sees Bitcoin right now, okay, or when I looked at it earlier today, sitting at 61K. All right. The person that operates in fear, they're going to say, you know what? I'm going to buy now because I don't want to miss out. And then I just figure out everything else later. Like I figure out the money situation later. I'm going to put money that I can't afford to put into the market because I don't want to miss out. That's fear. That's that emotion talking, right? However, when you're operating with intention, right? Intention says, what's the long-term impact? Intention says, like, does this move me closer to my goals, my financial goals? Right? Right. Jay said FOMO. Exactly. JJ said I'm long in BTC now. If I lost it, listen, I ain't gonna say you can't go wrong, but what I will say is this. If it's something that you really believe in, okay, and I said this last week, if it's something you really believe in and you know that you're going to invest in the long term, you should already know at what price points you want to buy at what price points you're going to hold, at what price point if you want to sell some or all, at what price point you're going to do that. You already know if I'm up a certain percentage, I'm going to sell some of whatever. Okay? That could be if you're up 50%, 100%, 200%, whatever. All right? But with the intention, you're thinking like, can I really afford this right now? Okay? Can I afford to put my money into this asset, especially knowing that using crypto as an example, because that's what we talk about, knowing that crypto is a high-risk investment. Okay? Knowing that crypto is not as regulated as real estate, as precious metals, as your stocks and ETFs and things like that. Knowing this, you're still cool with investing your money. Can I afford it? Okay? Intention. You ask different questions when you move with intention. I think I know the answer to this question. I want to ask y'all. Everybody that's tuning in live or replay on YouTube, right? Which one are you choosing in 2026? Are you moving with fear or intention? Type fear or intention in the chat. Which one are you moving with? Which one are you choosing in 2026? I'm moving in fear or I'm moving in intention in 2026. Type which one in the chat. If you're watching a replay on YouTube, you can type it in the comments on YouTube. JJ said agree, bruh. Bruh. JJ said agree. Hey, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. That greed monster, it'll hurt you. It'll hurt you. I've been there, especially as a trader. Especially as a trader. That greed monster will hurt you. You will feel like the wind got knocked out of you when you are greedy in the market. I know JJ joking. Because he already done sat here and told us his plans, how he moving. So I already know he moving with intention. And then got doggone DJ gonna talk about give me some fear. He thrives in fear. DJ say he thrives in fear. Okay. Brown Sugar said, I learned the hard way. Greed hurts. It does. Oh my gosh. It does. Yo, I'm telling you, it is not a good feeling. I know JJ joking. But yeah, so since we all said intention, right? All right. When we're moving with intention, we have a strategy. We have a plan. We're executing it. We're adjusting it when we need to adjust it, okay? This is going to be better for us, okay? And remember, you don't have to be perfect either. You don't have to have everything figured out. Okay? You just have to be aware and then make the adjustments and improve over time. All right? That's it. That's all. So on Friday, what we're going to do, I'm finally going to get into crypto because I've been leading up to it, making sure that we are talking about making sure our foundation is strong. Okay? Making sure that we have a plan to, know our income and our outgoing with our money. We know that we should have an I Got It fund. We have a plan for that, right? We have a plan to reduce our debt. Okay. We have a plan to, reduce debt and invest at the same time if that's what we're doing. All right. Whatever. We're going to start talking about crypto. This is definitely going to be for beginners. Okay. This is going to be for people who are curious about crypto. They haven't put any money into it yet. They just want to get a better understanding of it before they make the decision to invest or say, you know what? Yeah, it's still not for me. Whatever it is. Okay. I just want you all to get a better understanding of what you're investing in. So that's why we're going to talk about Bitcoin, blockchain, like why crypto invests, beginner mistakes, all kind of stuff. All right. So at the end of the day, these conversations, y'all, I want us to have them more consistently. All right. Before each person invests. All right. You have a good night, Brown Sugar. I'm about to go too. Yeah, I got you. Hopefully I see you on Friday. But yeah, I got it that there's a lot of these crypto, enthusiasts, crypto educators, influence, whatever you want to call them on social media, that they go straight into price charts and they talk about what's happening in crypto today and policy and all this and what crypto you should buy and all this stuff. We really have to get into the habit of talking about making sure our money is straight, okay? Before we invest. So that way we decrease the chances of making poor financial decisions. Not just in crypto, y'all, but other asset classes as well. Okay? And just in money in general. All right. So I want to see how my bad buddies win in life. Okay. Sugarcoating and not addressing these, problems that impact the majority of people is not the way to help any of you. Okay. Financial literacy is the key at the end of the day. All right. And that's how we're going to have our long-term success. I got you. But they like, get out of here. Get out of here. Good night. Come on, let's go. So yeah, financial literacy is it. And I want y'all to win. So tonight we talked about financial leaks. We talked about credit card traps. We talked about buy now, pay later. We talked about debt awareness, spending habits. You have your homework. We talked about operating from intention instead of fear, all of that stuff. So if y'all enjoyed yourself tonight, if you learned something new tonight, if you have a plan tonight, let me know in the chat real quick. I want to see it. Anybody learn something tonight? Let me know in the chat. Did you enjoy yourself tonight? Let me know in the chat. Are you going to, execute on some of the stuff that we talked about tonight? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat real quick. Come on, let's go. I know I'm asking y'all to type fast, but let me know in the chat. What you got? Thank you so very much for the roses, Crypto Angel. I appreciate you. Do your homework, kids. Test tomorrow. Let's go. JJ, tell them again. Do your homework. You hear that? Oh, she probably gone now. Brown Sugar probably gone. Okay. So that's it. Thank you all so very much for the likes, for the shares. Freebird said, I'm done with the firm. Yes, let's go. No more Affirm, no more Klarna, no more any of that buy now, pay later, right? We are paying our balances by the statement date. We are paying our balances by the statement date with our credit cards, okay? We are keeping our credit card balances, okay, lower than 10%. All right, everybody got it? All right, so thank y'all for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the reposts. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see y'all Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, and that's 4 p.m. Pacific for my people on the West Coast, okay? Don't forget, live tomorrow, crypto panel, Crypto Chick. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern as well, okay? You can check out Crypto Stock Markets and a bunch of other gentlemen. Get to learn over there as well, Crypto Chick. All right, y'all have a good night. See y'all Friday. Bye, y'all.